Oh my word, what an incredible view. And then we are here for the neat. I am not moving from here.
I'm Chris and I'm solo travelling through Norway in this, my fully loaded motorhome on the ultimate 6 weeks road trip. I'll be filming 42 daily episodes and releasing them every Tuesday and Thursday for the next 21 weeks. So hit subscribe and join us on this incredible road trip. Now let's get back on the road.
Good morning everyone. It is Thursday and I took a day off yesterday for the first day since I arrived in Norway. And my day off consisted of quite a bit of this. What a campsite location that one was. I thoroughly enjoyed it here. So this has been recently taken over by a family and it was a bit of a failing campsite. So it's called Wafni Camping. I'll put a link to it in the description. It's on Park for Night and stuff as well. But what a beautiful location. There's not a lot around the campsite, but you're only maybe 20 minutes drive from like Joplin and stuff where I was. Well, I ended up there yesterday again because let's face it, it's beautiful there. So you're not far from stuff. But the scenery down that valley, oh my word, what an incredible view. There seems to be a very strange phenomenon. Phenomenon? What was that? Yeah, there seems to be a very strange phenomenon that I've discovered when I'm driving through these tunnels. Is you get stuck in a time warp. So I was driving through that tunnel there, and I thought, oh, I've maybe been driving through here for like 10 minutes up to now. I looked at my clock, and I'd literally been driving in it for less than 2 minutes. Come off it! Oh, wow, that is dramatic.
You've heard of the NC500, it's iconic, stunning beaches, epic scenery and some of the best roads in the UK, but it only scratches the surface of the Scottish Highlands. You miss out on places like the Cairngorms and even the Isle of Skye. So while I'm away filming in Norway, you can grab all three of our best-selling travel guides, the NC500 Improved, the Ultimate Scottish Road Trip and the Cairngorms and Highlands, half price in a bundle. That's just £30 for all three, only £10 per guide. As a YouTube channel, we do not do any sponsored content, brand related content, power bank reviews or any of that. We only advertise things that we make ourselves, which is why the sales of our travel guides massively are appreciated. They support the production of videos like this, the adventures, the diesel to get to these places, to make videos that hopefully you guys enjoy. To get this discount, head over to the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video.
And if you're new to this series, welcome to Norway, man. This place just does not stop. And it's going to get more dramatic than this the further north we get. So stay tuned.
Before I head out, I've just had a little calculation to see how much I've spent. So obviously I've been here 11 days technically. There's 10 videos that I've made. I drove through Netherlands, Germany, Denmark, got the ferry across to Norway, and then obviously I've driven a bit in Norway, not too much. So up to now I've spent 4 nights in actual campsites as well, which has cost us about 130 quid, and then a few park ups that I have to pay for, not including ferries at all. So none of the ferries are included in this because obviously they're quite expensive and something completely separate. I've spent 545 quid in them 11 days. That's food, diesel, everything else bar the ferries. Bearing in mind, obviously, when I did get to Netherlands, I've drove all the way through. So there's quite a lot of the diesel was before I even got to Norway, if I'm honest. I've filled up maybe half a tank since I got here. So not a huge amount. I've filled up twice in Norway, but maybe it's a quarter of a tank, half a tank at a maximum. So even if I say I've had a full tank here, that's not so bad. So it works out on average about 50 quid a day, which for such an expensive country really isn't that bad. And like I say, you could do it cheaper because you could just park fully off grid the whole time. That would have saved us a chunk. So yeah, it isn't so bad at all, really. I mean, that average will plummet as the trip goes on, presumably. However, because obviously I'm not having to put a load of diesel in, but obviously on the way back, when I have to do them long drives again and filling up the tank 3 or 4 times, obviously the averages do go up. Not so bad, really. What's if anyone else has done a similar road trip into sort of Scandinavia and stuff like this, let us know sort of where your costs and stuff were in the comments. And you'd spend, I mean, the campsites and stuff, in all fairness, like 62 quid for 2 nights. You're going to spend that for a bog standard campsite in England. I mean, you're probably going to spend a little bit more than that on some of them. So it isn't out of hand. It's like it's reasonably priced. So yeah, happy enough with that. Well, I'm going to go and have a look at this church. I'll take you along, grab a few photos for me photography project. That's something completely separate. And then we'll push on to a pretty cool stop, actually, the next one. A little bit quirky, but cool. Look at the size of them tiles. The tiles are absolutely enormous. I wouldn't fancy being underneath there when one of them falls off and take your head off.
Honestly, the people here are so friendly, incredibly friendly. They're all just a pleasure to talk to. They all speak amazing English, which is embarrassing because I didn't speak a word of Norwegian, despite actually us trying to learn it last time. Obviously didn't do a very good job. But everyone, like, she's trimming the grass at the side of the road, nowhere near her house, just because she says, oh, it looks like it needs doing, so we all just help do that. Like in England, if someone's doing the garden, you didn't just stay next doors or even around that. Like, you just stop dead, even if there's not a little barrier between theirs. You're like, no, that's not mine, I'm not doing that. Here, it's different. So, yeah, they're so friendly, they really are. It's been a pleasure talking to them all. 20 minutes to the world's largest fjords. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's like a big seat, basically. The scenery, man, is just absolutely crackers. The fjord further back was just perfectly like a mirror, just perfect. There was nowhere to pull over to get photos. That's the only downside, but I saw it with my eyes, and I suppose I got it on there as well, which is what matters. And I tell you, another thing I absolutely love is them old school motorhomes. They are so characterful. Like, let's face it, the motorhome that I've got, I have tried to customize it and stuff, but ultimately it looks almost like every other motorhome. There's certain variants that are a bit uglier, like if you've got the big over cab bed thing, let's face it, they are butt ugly. You've got this big forehead sticking out of the top, especially the really big ones. A-classes, the ugliest things on the road. Incredible inside, I'm not debating that, but in terms of the look of them, other than the Adria Supersonic, I think I like the look of that one, and I'm sure there's others that I haven't seen, but generally speaking, I don't know how they still haven't learned. Just copy the front of a cool looking car or van. Stop trying to make lights look the way they make. I don't understand why they did, the tragic, but once they fix that, A-classes obviously might look pretty cool. But them old ones, man, the really square, just butt ugly, basic looking thing, I love them. That one I passed on that mountain road that was obviously struggling to get up the hill. That's the downside, is driving them. They're not particularly nice to drive, and they're not very powerful either. But the styling, for me, I think is perfect. It's so cool. One of the downsides of coming to see this chair is that the ferry is currently there, and that's what I need to get on after. So obviously I'll miss this ferry. I don't know when the next one's due. It's just insane, man, that people live in scenery like this. I wonder if they take it for granted. You know what I mean? Like, if you see this every day, would you just get so used to it that you didn't really notice it anymore? Would you, like, truly appreciate it? Like, I remember when I first moved in where we live, And I was like, wow, what a location, it's beautiful. I mean, it's just fields, but still, being like out the way, I just remember being so in like, it's peace and quiet. It's not that often that I sort of appreciate it now. You just kind of get used to it. So presumably it's very similar. Where's this massive, oh my God, there it's there. Aye, that is a big old seat then. To be fair, if I'm quick, I might be able to grab the photo and then fly back to the ferry, because the ferry was pretty empty. It's another just drive on, drive off job, but I'll grab this photograph and then go from there. See, it's a big one, and you might be wondering why you think like it's just a big chair. Why would I bother come to see this, and why would you see this in Norway? However, this is at the place where you're getting the ferry anyway, so you have to get the ferry across for part of the route. So there's some of the things that you might think like, why, a bit like maybe it's the prehistoric rock carving things and whatever, but or the ancient rock. I keep saying prehistoric, I'm guessing they're not prehistoric, I don't know what the class does, but like I say, it's right off the road. You're going to drive past it, you might as well stop. Well, there's the ferry off, so I've missed that, so I might as well tap my time now. There's a fish that keeps jumping down there. I'm never going to catch this on video, really, am I? The water's crystal there, and another one. Did you see that one? And another one. What is going on? Why are the fish jumping out of the water? Can anyone educate us on why them fish are jumping out the water down there? Tell you who'll be able to help us with the mystery of these jumping fish. I have taken a photo of a couple of them. A friend of mine, see what he says. Here's the answer, and there he is. Do not swear, you're live on Big Brother. I've got something that might be of interest to you, Dad. See if I can show you. So this river here, this literally, can you see them? The fish just jump like, mate, they're just leaping out the water.
That's brilliant.
There's loads of them. I mean, like, obviously next to the biggest seat in the world. But I was just standing taking photos, and I'm like, what the hell? Look at them. Can you see them?
Exactly.
Mate,
I
they
still wouldn't be able to catch. I still wouldn't catch a fish.
No, mate, honestly, they're just diving out the water. So
What are they? Are they salmon or something, or trout?
just fish, mate. That's what I was ringing you for, yeah. So
You need to get a fishing rod.
I don't think you're allowed in this bit. There's a little sign there that says "Fisken kun mot fiskefort sonne." So I'm guessing that means no fishing. Yeah, he's getting ready for campervan camp out. So anyone who is off to that, I hope you enjoy it. I'm obviously not really enjoying it here. It's horrible. You'd much rather be at a van festival than in Norway. You're not missing out. But there is a ferry on its way back across, so I'm going to get a shuffle on, get into the toilet and fly around and try and get on this ferry. We actually got this ferry before. We definitely did, so I went in there and got a manky hot dog thing. It was disgusting. While I'm here, we'll get this roll changed. Grab a roll of Porter 160 because it's bright. I haven't shot a lot of film because I was thinking about having to wait and getting it all processed and stuff, but I can actually get them developed at Stavanger Photo colour in an hour, which is perfecto, really. So I think I will try and head there before I go back and get my negatives developed in Stavanger Photo, potentially. What ISO did I put in? 160. 160. That'll do. Open the old blind. We are laughing. while I'm away, a good friend of mine who's a mechanic has been given the very hard and valuable task of giving me Fiat Panda 100 horsepower beast at 1 hour. I've had it about 6 months and I haven't had now checked, but there's been loads that I knew needed sorted, to be fair. So I thought while I'm away, actually, I didn't need it, so I'll get it dropped off and you can have a look at it. There's a very old list. The exhaust's got a small blow on it, so we're just going to leave that for now. The rear calipers were seized, the spark plugs were loose, the front calipers were seized, the pads were non-existent anymore. The sump bolt had been gaffer taped in. So now what's going on with that? There was like a knock in one of the corners which has been sorted out. So it'll be like a brand new car to drive, to be fair. I'm looking forward to getting it back. It's honestly a great little motor. Fair scenery, man. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. I keep saying what a day, what a place, what a life. Apart from the last couple of days where I just whinged the whole time. So I apologise for them videos, but I was just feeling a bit done in, really. You start missing home and you're missing your wife and you're missing the kids and you're missing the dogs. It's a little bit emotional, you know what I mean? I'm not a solo person. I didn't like being away from my family. I like spending as much time as I can. And then after a bit, and work starts wearing you down and trying to shoot the videos and edit them and trying to enjoy the place. Like, it's hard graft, and that might not seem like it. It might seem like it's easy, and I suppose it is compared to a lot of jobs that some other people have to go into. So I'm not complaining about that side of it, but it's a lot more time consuming than it looks. Simply lovely. Oh man, it's just so awe-inspiring. Like, I can't really describe it in any other way, and I hope it translates on video, and I hope you're looking at these places just thinking, wow, look at that, I want to go, because you really should, honestly. And I know it's expensive, and that's one of the reasons why I suppose I've made the guide, is just to try and, it's so big of a country and there's so much to cover and so much to do that it can be like almost a little bit paralyzing, because the possibilities are endless. It's huge. I mean, you're not going to see all of Norway, you're just not. So I wanted to make it as easy as I can to cover everything of like how to get there, what do you need, when you get there, when you arrive in certain countries, what do you need to do, how much is it going to cost, budgeting, the route, where do you actually drive, because again, it's so incredible that like you can just miss stuff. Like, we got home last time and I thought I'd got everything, and I'd missed like the Atlantic Road, which is one of the most famous ones, which is obviously in part of the guide. So there was so much that I missed that I was like, right, I need to do this better this time. So yeah, but I hope, honestly, I really hope that this inspires you to try, if you can, even if it means saving up. Like I say, it isn't cheap. I'm not gonna pretend it is, but if there's a way that you can save up for a period of time, this will be, honestly, like a road trip of a lifetime. I mean, imagine just coming out of tunnels and seeing stuff like this. Let's say, I don't even know what the view is going to be like at the other side, but let's just guess. Come on. Come on. Oh. And as I said, this isn't even the most dramatic bits. There's more of this to come, even more drama. So if there's any way of doing it, try, budget, start saving little bits or whatever you need to do. Plan for 10 years time, 5 years time, I don't know. But try at some point, you have to come and visit this. The hardest bit about it isn't trying to get here, it's trying to deal with it when you get home. That's what I struggled with last time, and I have no idea how I'm going to make it work this time. So last time we were only here just over 2 weeks. This time, it's been a big old chunk of time.
Oh, so I've just pulled over. Look at this. This road, actually, fun fact, not very fun and not a very nice fact, and maybe it's a little bit graphic, but we stayed further back on this road when me and Danny came, and the Northern Lights were like 100% chance of seeing them. So obviously there's a skylight above the bed in the Grand California, so in the middle of the night my phone went off to say that there's a chance of seeing them. So starkest, I'm standing on the bed looking out the skylight like that. And Danny, bless her, is like lying down on the bed. She wakes up and she's like, oh. So I, poor lass, I didn't think she's ever getting out of that PTSD. I didn't blame her either, but look at this for a view. It's the first snow that I've seen as well, which means we're getting further north, we're getting higher up. We'll be seeing glaciers over the coming days. Probably in the next 2 days we'll start to see the glaciers. But this road's got a lot of infrastructure work being done. Quite a few narrow sections because of them as well. But it's still worth driving. Again, it's a national tourist route or a national scenery route, whatever they call them here. It's definitely a must. What a place. And even all the way out here where there's loads being done and loads of work, there's still a bin. 2 bins actually, which is good because I have got some rubbish to get out. I'm going to take a photo before that ferry gets out of my view because I want to take something on the old Mamiya 7.
Welcome until sand. Welcome to sand, presumably is what that means. Sand is where I had earmarked as my location to stay the night. There's a couple of bits I want to show you. There's a salmon ladder, but I don't think there'll be any salmon in it yet, which is like a viewing area where you can see the salmon climbing up the river. So I don't think they'll be there at this point in time, but I think late May is when you see some of them starting to start the migration. We might see them though, which we're going to have a look anyway, see whether we can. I'll park here because I think you can stay here as well actually. I'm not planning on staying here, like I want somewhere a little bit more good stuff today, but you can stay here. Easy park again in La Vica. So presumably the salmon ladder's up that part and the bridge, which is obviously there, which I've driven past. But there's a thought, since we're closer to the salmon ladder thing, we'll come and have a look at this, see if we can see it first. But the water is crystal clear, so if there is fish migrating, we will see them. I mean, in all fairness, at that harbour where they were jumping out, you could see all the fish just chilling under the water as well. Some speed, that. It's brutal. Wait, I'll show you this. It looks like the gate's locked though, so I can't actually get down to go and have a look in the salmon ladder. So if it's locked, presumably it's because there's no salmon there yet. I'm not sure. I don't even know how well you can hear it because that waterfall is proper loud. That's brutal, the speed of that. You've got no chance if you end up in there. You are dead. I may consider staying here tonight. I mean, there's a lot of skid marks along here though, which usually means stuff like this. See them along there? That is the type of thing that I look for when I'm debating where to park, because stuff like that indicates that there's little knobheads kicking around in the cars that'll probably come down and cause a bit of a nuisance. So I might give this one a miss, but it'll be a beautiful spot. I might have a look on Park4Night first, actually, see what the sort of reviews and stuff of this area is like, and if it's decent enough and no one's being disturbed, then I may give it a try. I just didn't want to be too tired off a rusty night's sleep. So
So I've finished another roll of film. That's 2 rolls of film in this today. So I'm going to pop another roll in and we're going to have a look at the bridge and see what views I can find. So Hawes Bridge across Sandal-Slagen River, close to the National Tourist Route, not far from Sandfossen Waterfall and the hamlet of Sand. The footbridge is beautifully lit up in the dark autumn and winter nights, leading to forest walks on the other side. The bridge received the award Best Bridge by the magazine Travel and Leisure. The bridge was opened in 2013. Not a bad view either. How loud is that? That is... not gonna lie. Feels a bit sketchy that. So loud. Look at the view out here as well. Yep. Proper cool. It's raining! Just been talking to a Scottish woman who's married, or presumably a Norwegian fellow, and now lives over here. That is the way to do it, but it depends where she's from, because if she was from Arran and I was a Norwegian bloke that I met, I'd be like, nah, let's move to Arran. I'm a little bit biased, aren't I, really? I've been lucky that the rain stayed off because it was forecast to rain all day, and then the forecast did change a little bit, but the rain is here now, so we'll see. I'm going to have a little neb on the map, drive to the harbour thing. They said it's really nice and really peaceful there, so that's all I'm after. So we'll go and have a little neb of that, shall we?
I don't know why, but I didn't realise I was this close. Literally, that park up there where I've just been is literally round the corner from this town of Sand. Yes, this is a lovely little spot. We'll go on the end actually, I think, so that I can... Oh yes, nice, look at this. Let's get the air out and get the legs out, and then we are here for the neat. I am not moving from here.
It's a very beautiful place, this. It was the same price as the other one, so it was 100 NOK for one night, and you can stay up to 3 nights here, which works out at like 7 quid a night. But you've got literally like scenery like that. Absolutely insane. From a distance I see an extra, which is like their supermarket thing, so I'm going to walk up the hill, try and find that, because I desperately need some food in again. It's like a ghost town, there's nobody here. It's so quiet. Yeah, I've skipped most of the day. So to get you up to speed, basically everything is shut because it's Labour Day, which is a bank holiday in Norway, and obviously in bank holidays in Norway, everything's actually shut. Not like in England where it's a bank holiday, but really everything's open, so you've got loads today. So I didn't get any food, so I've cooked some chorizo sausages, ate 3 of them, and they're disgusting. The chicken that I opened was stinking, so that's out of date. So I ended up in a pub with a Scottish couple, well, Scottish and Norwegian guy that I met next to the waterfall, had a few pints, a massive burger, walked all the way back, and now I'm editing the video. And then in about an hour's time, the match starts. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll show you this park up in this area properly tomorrow morning on the next video, so I'll see you then. This episode is part of a daily vlog series, so you can head back and watch the previous episode by clicking here, or if you're brand new to this road trip, why not jump back to episode 1 by clicking here and start it from the very beginning.